Satin Rose is looking absolutely beautiful with all of her blooms. Let me tell you about her. When I first got her, she was in this yogurt container. Let me show you. Just like that. She didn't have a wick. I did that for her this week. But she started to bloom. She had one tiny little bud. And so, since she's a semi-miniature violet, I decided not to change her container, not to repot her into one of my pretty little wicking pots like the others. A semi-miniature violet needs a smaller pot to grow in, and until she's a little bit bigger, she's going to stay in her original pot. Because she had a bud and she was showing signs of blooming, I just paused. I just let her do her thing, and this is what happened. We have this gorgeous set of blooms. What I did do for her though, is I got her into this wicking pot. So this, the glass base, is actually a candle holder. So if I shine it a little bit, you may see that it's iridescent, and it goes perfectly with her pink blooms. So I was really excited that I found a good match. Her yogurt container just sits on top, and so she's actually suspended. And what this meant is that I could add a wick. So the wick that is in here is made of acrylic yarn. It's basic, simple yarn, and it just runs right through the bottom. So I used a box cutter to cut some holes for each piece of yarn. She did already have holes in her yogurt container from her original grower, but I cut the ones in the side with a box cutter. I poked a hole right through the soil so that I could get the yarn through. And then I added something to my toolkit. So I used a plastic craft or darning needle. I fed it right through the bottom and out the other side, which is just like my other wicking pots. But now the NSR, Ness Satin Rose, has a wick too in this pretty little tiny candle holder container. So she's got wicking action, which works really well for the other violets, so she's part of that too. Maybe I want to take a minute and just show you some of her blooms. So you can see the buds turning into blooms. She has more to come, so that's really exciting. Take a look at some of these beautiful blooms. So these violets continue to be a grand adventure for me. And I got up to something else with Ness Satin Rose. What I decided to do was harvest some of her pollen. So I have no idea if I'm going to actually be able to use it to hybridize some violets to get them to make seeds and possibly grow new varieties. But I did go ahead and I took some steps to cut off the little yellow parts of the flower, and those are called anthers. And they're actually like little beans, I would say. And if you cut open the little beans, there is tiny, tiny white dust in there, which is the pollen. So I put it in an envelope and I labeled the date, and I'm keeping it in my refrigerator so that I can use it going forward to potentially hybridize. I don't know if it'll work, but I have my fingers crossed. One more thing you might notice back here, the violet shelf along the back has a riser. So I was finding that the violets may need to be in the front row or the back row, but if they were in the back row, they weren't necessarily getting as much light. So I decided I needed a way to lift them up so that the back row could get just as much light. So what I decided to do, because I have this plastic tablecloth here covering up the wood, I decided that cardboard would be a good match, and if I cover it with the same white tablecloth, it will look pretty consistent. So back here, what I actually have is 2 different box sets. So this one is the new edition, but if I just slide it right in, you can't necessarily tell that it's different unless you look up close to see. This one was the original. So this is a little bit tricky. Both of these are actually like branded boxes. They have printing all on the outside. So I got a little crafty and I opened the box all the way. I undid the seal that was gluing the box together, and I flipped it around inside out so that both boxes are showing their cardboard color on the outside. Then I wrapped them as if they were gifts in this clear tablecloth. It's just like a picnic tablecloth. Not sure if I bought it at the dollar store, but something like that. And I wrapped them up and put them here on the violet shelf to be risers, to give the back row as much light as the front row. Here we are now, 4 violets on the violet shelf, 3 of them in their wicking pots. One of them, Ness Satin Rose, in her own little version of a wicking pot, successfully changed over to be able to have the same wick watering, always have that water available to her. She's still an original pot with her original label and date on there. Last time she was repotted was in January, before I even owned her. This is Ness Satin Rose, and just to be official and announce that her nickname is the NSR. A couple videos ago, I did a survey and I asked about whether the nickname my husband recommended should stick as the NSR, as if she's like a secret agent or some kind of government official. And yes, we've decided she is the NSR. So I call her the NSR, and that's her. Let's see how this grows.